This is Prabha Verma here with my next video of class 9th on the topic Algebraic Identities. In class 9th in your syllabus, you have a number of identities, and on the basis of these identities, you have various questions. So I'm just going to take upon one these identities today. Now coming down to my first question over here, the question says find the product. That means you have to find the product of x minus 3 and x plus 5 by using an algebraic identity. Obviously you can open this bracket also, but when the question says use an identity, you have to use that only. The first step is you write the identity that has to be used. Since it has x over here also, it has x over here also, it has two brackets. The two brackets differ only by the number over here. Here I have minus 3, here I have plus 5. So for this kind of a question, the identity that I'm going to use is x plus a, x plus b, x plus a first bracket into x plus b the second bracket equal to x square plus a plus b within brackets into x plus ab. You will have to by heart this identity because in the exam you have to write the identity in whichever question you are using it. Now if I compare the left hand side of this identity with your question, in place of x you have x, so your x becomes x itself, right? In place of a, what is sitting? Minus 3, so your a becomes minus 3. And in place of b, what is sitting? 5, so I have b equal to 5. Now I use this identity, what do I get? X minus 3, x plus 5 equal to, it says x square, so x square plus a plus b. A was minus 3, b is 5, so minus 3 plus 5 into x plus minus 3 into 5. I've just replaced the values, that's all. I've done nothing else. It becomes easy like this, right? So now I get x square minus 3 plus 5 gives me plus 2, so plus 2x, and minus 3 into 5 gives me minus 15. So this becomes the answer of my first question, where it was told to find the product using appropriate identity. The first step is you write the identity, you identify all the terms as per your question, and then you put the values and solve it. Coming down to the second one now, here I have x square minus 5, first bracket, x square plus 5, the second bracket. Again, it has two terms over here, but the difference is, it is the second term is same in both of them, and the first term is also same. Now this and the previous identity differ. Here the first term is also same, the second term in both the brackets is also same. The only difference lies in the sign. So here I am not going to use the first identity which I used in my previous question. I repeat again, this question, the first term of both the brackets are identical. The second terms are also same in terms of numbers, they only differ by a sign. Here it is minus, here it is plus. When you have this kind of a question where both the terms are same and only there's a difference of the minus sign, you apply the identity x plus y into x minus y equal to x square minus y square. Now again, if I compare the left hand side with your question, what is sitting in place of x? So in place of x, x square is sitting, so my x becomes x square. And in place of y, it is 5. Y is equal to 5, right? So now when I apply this identity, I get x square minus 5 into x square plus 5 equal to x square minus y square. So x square whole square, because there's a whole square here, and your x was what? X square minus 5 square. X square whole square gives me x to the power of 4 minus 5 square gives me 25. So this becomes the answer to this question. That is, you have to open the brackets and solve it using a appropriate identity. Coming down to my third question on this, now I have again another question over here. It is x plus 3 whole square. So obviously you're going to apply the identity of whole square over here. So here I'm going to apply x plus y whole square. The identity says when you open the bracket, you get x square plus y square plus 2xy. Again, when I compare the two brackets, in place of x I have an x, In place of y, I have a 3. So I put the values, I get x plus 3 whole square. It is x square, becomes x square. Y was 3, so it becomes 3 square plus 2 into x into 3. So I get x square plus 9 plus 6x. Or I can write it as x square plus 6x plus 9. This becomes my answer to this identity, where I have expanded it or solved it by using x plus y whole square. I have applied x plus y whole square to get the required answer. Now this same question where I asked you to solve it or expand, this is also called as expand. The question can say expand or solve, whatever it is. So when I say expand, you go from the left hand side of your identity to your right hand side. But when I say factorize, as I've already told in terms of factor theorem, when you talk about getting the answer as factorize, your final answer will be in terms of brackets, different factors multiplied. So my next question says factorize. I have given you the right hand side of the same identity I used in the previous question. That is, I used x plus y whole square equal to x square plus 2xy plus y square. The question is given to you in this form. From here, you have to come here. Now, when the question says factorize, you have to get your answer in terms of brackets that are multiplied to each other. If it is a degree 2 polynomial, you will get 2 factors. If it is a degree 3 polynomial, you will get 3 factors. Since this is a degree 2 polynomials, your final answer should have 2 brackets multiplied with each other. Now, I go from my RHS to the LHS. Now, in place of x square, I have 9x square. In place of y square, I have y square. And in place of 2xy, I have 6xy. Now, when I compare this, I have to find out the value of x. Now, x will be what? 3x. Why 3x? Because when I am squaring this, I am getting 9x square. So, the first term is x square. So, what do I get? How do I get 9x square? When I square up this 3x, I get 9x square. Y is square here also, y is square here also, so y remains as y. Now I come to the right hand side of my identity over here. It says x square, my x was 3x, so 3x whole square. Next it says 2xy, so plus 2 into 3x into y plus y square. Please remember, I am moving from the right hand side to the left hand side. So you are not going to again open these brackets. Now I have written the question in this form. Now this form reduces to what? This. So this becomes x plus y whole square. So what was your x? 3x plus y whole square. And this becomes 3x plus y into 3x plus y. So I have reduced this into 2 factors. I have reduced it into 2 factors. It was degree 2. So I got the 2 factors that are multiplied to each other. I repeat again, when the question says factorize, you will go from the expanded side to this whole square side. So you will be given the question in this form. You have to convert your question into this form. That's what I have done. I have compared it with this, identified the values of x and y, put them over here in my right hand side, and from this step I come down to this step. I do not multiply them again. If I multiply them again, I'll go back to my question only. So you have to go in the reverse direction. You have to move in the reverse direction to get your answer. And I repeat again, factorize means your final answer will have brackets multiplied with each other. Degree 2 polynomial, you will get 2 brackets. Degree 3 polynomial, you will get 3 brackets. Coming to the last question for today. The question says evaluate without multiplying. That means you can find this answer 105 into 106 by multiplying, but then the whole purpose of teaching you identities is defeated if you still multiply such big numbers. The aim to teach you identities is that you reduce your calculation work. So this is what I'm going to do over here. I've been giving you 2 numbers over here. So now I'm going to use an identity over here, but before that I rewrite this as 100 plus 5 and 100 plus 6. Always remember that when you solve these kind of questions, your first term in both the brackets has to be same. Your first term in both the brackets has to be same. I cannot take 100 over here and 90 over here. I cannot do that. If I'm taking 100 over here, I have to take 100 over here also. So now I'll be applying which identity? X plus A into x plus b. Why x plus a, x plus b? Because the first term of both the brackets is same, only the second numbers are different. And as I told in my first question, this is equal to x square plus a plus b x plus ab. Now what is my x over here? My x is 100, my a is 5, and your b is 6. X is 100, a is in the first bracket, so in place of a I have 5, b is in the second bracket, in place of b I have 6. Now I've identified all the terms of my identity. So now I put the values, I get x 100 plus 5 into 100 plus 6 will be equal to, it says x square. X was 100, so 100 whole square, plus a plus b into x. So a is 5, b is 6, into x is 100, plus a into b, that is 5 into 6. So 100 square gives me 10,000. I get 10,000 over here. 6 plus 5 is 11, and 11 into 100 is 1100, and this is 30. So when I add this, I get 11130. So this has reduced your calculations. This has reduced your calculations and helped you in getting an answer in an easier way by applying identities. I repeat again, in these kind of questions, your first term has to be same. The second term can be a plus or a minus, but the first one has to be identical and same. Only then can you apply this identity. I hope this entire 4 questions of the use of identity is clear to you. They are important questions from the point of view of the exams, and most importantly, you will have to remember all the identities by heart. Only then will you be able to apply them to the various questions. Thank you.